Welcome to the Art Piece Experiment. We're your hosts, two artists and friends. I'm Tasha.
And I'm Brianna.
At the end of 2024, we decided we wanted to cultivate more safety, peace, love, alignment, and excitement through our art and our art practices.
So here we are sharing our journey with you, and we're so excited you're here. We hope you enjoy our conversations. They're honest, raw, just two friends talking to each other about the realities of life and creativity. We're so excited for you to join us and be along with us for the journey. So I feel like the whole point of this art piece experiment is to try and find peace in creativity and keep creativity in our lives amidst real life.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
I feel like this week we have been put to the test.
Yeah, coming back from vacation, feeling rejuvenated, refreshed, excited to go. I was half in vacation still and half getting back to real life.
Right.
But you were full on back from vacation.
Back from vacation, this week. And so I came back, and that was my goal. I was like, okay, I want to keep the rejuvenation going. I want to keep the creativity and the relaxation and try to transfer some of that into my real world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just in vacation mode, but actual day-to-day living. And yeah, I think this is something that we all kind of experience, at least some of the time, where we have a change of pace, a different location, change of scenery, and we're like, woohoo, it feels so much good, so much better, so much good.
Goodness,
it feels so good. And we want to keep that, right? And then we get back to our regular life, our old patterns, our old scenery, our old things, and
back into the stress of
the old stress, the old problems. And then we get back into our old rut, right? It's really hard to keep that fresh perspective and energy and outlook back in our old things. And so that's been the question, I feel, and kind of the quest of this experiment, especially like for me personally. That's what I've been really wanting to dial in and figure out is how, if I can't do anything to change my situation, like, how do I figure out the internal part of what I can change and create that sense of safety and peace and rejuvenation and energy that I want to have? How do I do that? Even if there are things outside of my control that I just can't change.
Like if the ship is sinking, can you grab a door?
Yes. Where's the lifeboat? And so I had kind of a renewed sense of that after coming off of a vacation of like, all right, I want to figure this out again and really focus on it. And this week, it's reminded me, like, it is tricky. It's really hard to do that when you're just in the same old. And so I feel like this is really relatable. I mean, I had someone ask me this week, when did I stop being creative? And we hear a lot questions like, oh, either questions or statements. I'm not creative, or I
wish I was creative like you.
Yeah. Or just, oh, I don't have that talent, so I could never do that.
You're lucky you have time to put into being creative.
Right. I mean, even if it's not like directed as like a comparison towards, me or whatever, but like just seeing something that somebody else does that delights you, but then feeling like, oh, but I can't do that, or, oh, that's cool for them, I wish I could. But just kind of having that feeling of can't, or stuck in the way that I am.
The limiting beliefs, limiting yourself.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I feel like this week I faced that a little bit with, like, oh, I can't change this. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, a lot of those things. And I don't know, thinking about it, I was I was having a conversation this week about whether it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, which one comes first, whether you create the sense of safety, create the atmosphere, create the relaxation, and then you're creative, or if you're just creative and then you get the sense of relaxation and which one comes first? Do you create it or does it just come? Do you just show up?
It's not always the same every time.
Right.
Like I feel like those two things take turns. Like
right.
They both happen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, was I have experienced both.
Mm-hmm,
where
same.
sometimes I've created the atmosphere and it's been really helpful to feel the creative, like to let the creativity come, right?
Yeah.
And other times I've gone into creativity, like into doing something creative, and I felt really stressed. But once if I keep going and I get into that flow state, then I feel relaxed. Like it's by the doing that has brought the relaxation and the safety. And so I think really the key is just showing up.
Yeah.
Is just keep showing up. And I think that's part of the training of your nervous system too. In training your brain and your nervous system that it is something worthwhile, it is something good and safe to do. It's, it's healthy, it's positive, it's good. Is you just have to show up. You have to keep doing it to prove it right,
Yeah.
Prove that it is.
Yeah. I mean, we are in kind of different phases of showing up creatively. Because you are working towards like building that it's safe to be here. It's safe to be showing up. Like learning that, training that, coming back into that. I went through that a couple years ago and have been pretty consistently creative for a few years. And so like I'm tackling the next step of what's scary and kind of battling some other inner demons that way.
Right.
And oh no, I lost my train of thought. Yay.
I feel like
what was I going to say?
I feel like the principle is the same though, regardless of what stage you're at.
Yeah.
When you're facing something new and facing something scary.
Yeah.
That doesn't fully feel safe or allowed or,
yeah. But that's like retraining the nervous system.
Yes.
Of, okay, I'm going to do it even though it's scary. I'm going to do it even though I have all of these like negative thoughts trying to hold me back.
Right.
All of these thoughts of it's too scary. I'm not good enough. All of those limiting thoughts are going to come up because your body, your nervous system, everything is going to try and keep you in the box, keep you in that safe zone of what is known.
Right.
And then you don't grow. You don't go towards your dreams. You don't make progress in your goals.
Yeah.
And sometimes like we very strongly believe in gentleness with ourselves.
Yeah.
And slow growth.
Right. Alignment. Yeah.
Alignment. But then you also have to push yourself forward.
Right. It's kind of like with a little kid where they're scared to do something and you're like, but it's really fun or it's okay.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's too scary. You're like, just try it and see, and that's kind of how you kind of have to hold your own hand with those kind of things.
Or have a friend. Create a buddy.
Yeah. But the act of showing up and doing the thing is kind of like that, where it's like, see, nothing really bad happened.
Yeah.
See, that was kind of fun. See, it was okay. It wasn't as bad as you thought. And doing that again and again and again is what retrains your brain and retrains your nervous system to relax, so that when that thing comes up, then it's not an instant, stress, scary.
Yeah.
It's I've done this before. I know how this goes and it's okay. I know this is okay because I've done it and and I've seen that it's okay. You know?
So let me ask you something. So, okay, you were on vacation, you were feeling refreshed, you were feeling excited to create, you came back. Were you creative?
I was in some ways, but not nearly as much as I was hoping I would be.
Yeah.
And I think that is very typical.
Yeah. It's like you take a few steps forward and then a step back.
Yeah.
Which often happens in progress and growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think probably one of the best things though was like the mindset work of recognizing that was what was happening, recognizing, okay, I see that I'm feeling a lot more stress, and it's shutting down the desire to even do the creative thing, right? It's shutting down the creativity. That was actually really powerful for me this week to just see that and really fully be aware of that happening, so that I can know what the difference is, the difference of those feelings, and how I want to create the sense of, well, I guess like I always knew I wanted to create that sense of peace, right?
Right.
But actually feeling the difference of being in a relaxed state and having the creative inspiration and feeling like so good with that, and then going back into regular, stress, whatever, shutting that down, and the difference between that.
Yeah.
And so I guess the biggest thing was realizing how much of an impact that it makes with the creativity, and how much better I felt being creative.
Right.
And so it was kind of that proof of like, oh, this is really good.
This is really good.
This is worth pursuing,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, the peace part of this is not, painting an hour a week is not going to keep the Titanic from hitting the iceberg.
Right.
Like life is still going to life. It's still, hard things are still going to happen. Challenging things are still going to happen. I think the peace part of it is not making all of that go away. It's, how are we showing up? Are we showing up with intention? Are we showing up with giving ourselves what we actually need to thrive, even amidst all the hard stuff? Like, are we doing those self-care things? Are we being us?
Yeah, that reminds me too. I was thinking, the chicken and the egg kind of thing. Sometimes I need to refill.
Yeah.
Before I can be creative, right?
Yeah.
And I need to like take in creativity. I need to surround myself with things that light me up or resonate or are really happy, like beautiful things that are inspiring.
Yeah.
And I mean, a really easy way to do that is, like Pinterest, your Pinterest boards, you'll find all of
Pinterest.
I know, it's so fun. But, I was thinking with that, like sometimes that's so helpful and really inspiring and just rejuvenating. But there are other times where it's just, it's numbing.
Yeah.
And it's draining. And so it's showing up with that, doing those kind of things, recognizing like, yes, I need to be filled up. I need to have that inspiration, but going into it with intention, like you were just saying, like showing up with intention.
Yeah.
And not just doing it to numb out, to just escape life, to just scroll for hours mindlessly, but showing up and saying, all right, I'm feeling drained. Like, what do I need right now?
What do I need right now?
What do I need?
Yeah. I mean, the thing with taking in content is it can give you that dopamine hit, that false, like, I just created something, even though you were just looking at other people being creative.
Right.
It can still give you that very temporarily. And for me personally, I noticed that if I am doing that too long, then I inevitably get depressed.
Yeah.
I feel icky. I feel really drained of energy. It's like, it's like the false thing.
Yeah.
Whereas when I actually am being creative, like with my own two hands, like I'm emotionally, invested in this thing that I'm making, like mentally, emotionally, physically, I'm like all in. It gives me energy.
Yeah.
It gives me more mental clarity, and I feel healthier. I feel energy, like I feel better. Whereas if I'm just like scrolling and I'm getting those like false senses of I'm being creative, then it drains me.
Yeah. I think
after a while.
Yeah, for sure. I think Julie Cameron, she talks about this as being like a shadow artist, where you follow artist or whoever you want to be, like whatever the thing is that you want to be, whether it's like singer or, the creative, whatever creative thing, and you are around other people or you follow other people or look at other people that do the thing that you actually want to be doing.
Yeah.
And it gives you that little sense of like, I'm there, I'm doing it, but then you aren't actually doing it. And so then you feel disappointed, you feel that. And I think, especially with social media and with like Pinterest and things like that, where you do get that added dopamine hit, then afterwards it's the crash. And then you realize, oh, but I didn't actually do anything. And then you can go into that spiral. But if you go into it with the intention of reconnecting with yourself a little bit.
I want to find something that delights me.
And that reminds you of who you are.
Yeah.
And what you like and what inspires you, and surrounding, with the intention of wanting to surround yourself with beauty and all the good things that light you up. And then taking that.
Yeah.
And not just like not doing anything with it.
Right. Right. In my head, I like to call this the Pinterest game.
The Pinterest game.
And I make this kind of a like scavenger hunt, like kind of game for myself. And I'm like, okay, it's I don't time it so much as I'm like, okay, I need to find something that gets me excited, or like a couple things, like, a few things that work together. Like, what is inspiring me right now? What feels exciting? Like, it's not always, I don't always have a very specific goal. Sometimes I do. Sometimes like, okay, I have a certain project that I want to work on and I need to find some inspiration that goes with that. And other times I'm like, I'm empty.
Yeah.
I need to find some things that get me going and get me excited. But then I'm like, okay, you're not allowed to be on here all day.
Right.
You're not allowed to spend your whole work day just being on Pinterest finding inspiration. It's like, okay, find some things and then go, okay, why did that excite me? And I, ask myself questions like I'm interviewing myself. Why did that excite me? Why did that delight me? Is it because it's something that I want to do? Something I want to recreate? Is it something that I just think is cool, but I have no interest in actually going down that rabbit hole and creating it? It's just like, okay, I'm happy that exists in the world and someone else did it, but not for me and like my creative realm and like what I want to be doing, and kind of, categorizing it, but then also finding those moments of aligning with myself and figuring out what I like and where I want to be going.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I created a mood board for, I don't know, just kind of the mood and the whole vibe and things that really, I think, just kind of reflect my inner world and like how I want to feel too. And it's, I mean, it's got all sorts of things. It's got scenery, it's got artwork, it's got clothes, it's got jewelry, like it's got all of the things, right?
Yeah, it's not just one note.
Right, but it kind of reflects all the different facets, myself and who I am. And sometimes when I'm feeling drained and empty, looking at that can be so helpful to remind myself, oh yes, this is the direction I want to go. I remember now. Oh, this is who I am. Oh yes, it reminds me. And I even printed it out so that I can see like a page of it.
I love that. Yeah.
And sometimes just looking at that is like, okay. Yep. I remember.
Mood board.
Yeah.
But
because we
for
need
yourself.
Exactly.
This is who I am on the inside.
But we need reminders. That's just as human beings, we often forget.
Yeah. Well, especially because we do take in so much external stimulation.
Exactly.
Like so much from other people, other voices. Sometimes it's just within our family. Sometimes it's, social media or movies or other content.
Yeah.
And it's easy to kind of lose yourself a little bit.
Yeah. 100%. I was going to say, and with being so busy too, we often just go and don't even, like, we're so busy that we don't reflect or don't take time to even think about ourselves,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, being so inundated with all the other opinions and things like you just said, it's really easy to kind of lose ourselves. And so having that time of reflection and taking time for, I don't know, reconnecting with yourself, whether that be through Pinterest or just taking time to journal or just sit and just be with yourself,
Right.
I think that's really essential. And something that I've been trying to do this week also, journal more and pay attention to what's going on internally, where am I at, checking in with myself. And I think by doing those things, by doing that, it helps in creating the safety, in creating the relaxation, because you can't create something for yourself if you don't know yourself. And so you have to know yourself in order to be able to create that safety and peace. You have to know what is peaceful to you.
Yeah, but you don't have to show it fully arrived. Like, it's a progress to learn who you are, what you need, what will bring that peace.
Right. That's a lifelong journey.
Yeah. But like, if you feel like, oh, I can't do that for myself, it's because it's a learning curve.
Yeah. I mean, you start where you're at, right? You start and practice, because you can't go back and start from square one.
Right.
You just, square one is where you are,
Yeah.
Square one is now. Square one is today. And that's all that really matters, is starting today and starting now in thinking and paying attention. And figuring out where you're actually at.
Yeah. And I mean, we talk about this all the time, but a lot of it comes back to the limiting beliefs. And that's kind of one of the first things that we tackle and recommend tackling is like, okay, what are these things that are actually blocking you? What are these things that are actually stopping you? It's a big reason why, like, on Instagram, we do reframes every week. Things that a lot of creative people say to themselves.
As things that we've said to ourselves that we need to reframe.
Yeah.
That we're reframing in our in our own minds and life, and that we're finding are really, really helpful reframes.
Yeah.
To think of things in different ways.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm making the reframes and I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, obviously this is what I believe, the reframed version, not the limiting belief version. But at the same time, I'm like, but I've definitely said that to myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe it. And yet I said it to myself. It's like, it's like I have to some capacity, believe that limiting belief, because I feel like the outside world has taught me that I have to, and I have to not like necessarily consciously believe it, but like in my body, I have to live that. I have to live that idea.
That's I feel sense? Well, I feel like there's oftentimes this is why learning about the nervous system has been so powerful.
Yeah.
Is because oftentimes there's a mind-body disconnect where consciously we're thinking one thing and we're like, yeah, obviously I know that logically, but like physiologically we still have those old beliefs wired and running through our bodies, right? We still have like logically, I know a tiger's not going to come chase me, but physiologically my body's tensing up like there is one right next to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm losing my tribe that's going to help save me from this tiger.
Exactly.
Like, it's disconnecting me because I'm not following the belief system that is more, generalized, commonly believed.
Right.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, right. That connects you to your tribe. And so, I think this is why focusing this is why we talk about the nervous system so much, is because we realized, oh, this makes so much more sense learning about the nervous system and how it works. And this has been the missing link in understanding why we have these blocks and why we haven't been able to move through them, even though like logically I don't believe this limiting belief anymore. Like I know that's not true, but somehow I'm still blocked by it. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's by showing up and showing, like, physically showing our bodies that it is, that limiting belief is false or is not real, or nothing bad's going to happen if I show up for myself in this way.
Yeah.
Then that's how we like calm the nervous system down and are able to build up a new pattern internally. Right.
Yeah. I just had a realization because all summer, I mean, we're getting towards the end.
Yeah.
The end of summer break.
Week.
We had 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks of summer break. But it's interesting because like having this conversation was, the point of this experiment was to be able to create through all the messiness of life and, see if it will bring us more peace and more clarity and more alignment. And then we've been struggling this summer. The first quarter of, maybe we should talk about this at our next check-in, but the first quarter of this was very aligning and it did feel really good. And then summer happened and we've been struggling. Yeah. It's been hard. It's been hard showing up to create, and it hasn't necessarily felt peaceful. It's been a struggle. Part of that is because we launched the podcast, we were showing up on social media, like added that stress to our lives. Like, we're glad we did it. But, it took time that we probably would have used to either be creative or spend more time with our kids. But then to create on top of that, I think, okay, I can only speak for myself, but it's like,
okay, felt like a chore.
Sometimes it felt like a chore, but also it was, our community right now is our kids. They're home from school. They're a big part of the community. Back when they were in school, like you and I were our biggest community together. And it was very connecting. And we would show up and we'd create, and then we'd like get together and be like, ooh, we created, and we felt really connected. Whereas this summer, kids took over the spot of the biggest part of the community. I mean, obviously they're a big part of our community during school, but the time was very much divided. Like, when they were at school, it was our time, to do what we needed to do. And then when they came home from school, we weren't painting or creating. We were
able to fully focus on that.
And now that they're home all the time, it's like, okay, now I'm creating disconnect in my community because I'm saying, hey, I'm going to go do this thing instead of connecting with you.
Yeah, right.
So it makes sense that it's like, okay, we took some steps forward, and then the summer it's like we took some steps back because we had disconnect in community, which always makes the nervous system go, nope, not safe, can't do this anymore, not good.
Yeah.
I wish I'd realized this sooner.
2 weeks. Woo.
Yeah.
2 weeks to go.
All right. We'll see how this helps.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, that it's such a huge change in schedule, in, what is happening each day and who we're around and what activities we're doing and the time constraints and, all of that.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously, it was bound to be harder. Like, it totally makes sense. And with any situation, especially when there's a big change, it's going to be harder because you're finding your footing.
Yeah.
You're finding the new rhythm. And what is going to align with that certain situation, that particular situation, and what's going on. And so it totally makes sense that it was difficult. And once school starts again, we're going to have another adjustment period,
Yeah.
And
we're just going to cry and eat ice cream and be sad our kids are gone.
It's okay.
It happens every time. Every time. I get so excited towards the end of summer of like, woo, I'm going to get back to work and I have all these projects that I'm really excited about because I love my job and I love creating and I get really excited about it. And then I take her to school and I'm like, oh no, I'm so sad. I miss her already.
I know. I always get really sad at the end of the summer. I'm like, wait, I'm not ready. It's like during the middle of the summer, it's like, oh man, still, wow, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's good, but lots of changing emotions. It's fine.
It's okay. We are complex beings. It's all right.
We just embrace it all, go with what comes. Go with the flow of all of the emotions. But yeah, I think that is an interesting realization of disconnecting. When it disconnects you with your community, then it does bring up all those panic warning signs, stop
and they're
signals.
not always conscious. It's just just in your body of going, oh, stop sign.
Whoa, this is
road
not
bump.
Good. Yeah.
Your paved road just turned into a really sketchy gravel road. Maybe don't go this way.
You might pop a tire over here.
Oh no. Yeah. But it's interesting too, because the weeks that my daughter and I would sit down and create together, like I would work on my painting and she would work on her project, and we'd, pick out an audiobook that we'd listen together, and we'd have these beautiful moments together, even though we were working on our own separate things, but in the same room, and it still felt connecting. Like those weeks were great. Yeah. And then other weeks it felt disconnecting, which is interesting. But then I definitely experienced this, like, but I need it. Like I need it for me.
Right.
I need it to feel connected to myself, because this is something that matters to me, and it's something that I have built up in my nervous system of like, this is a normal thing to be doing. Yeah. And it's not always the like sit down with a paintbrush and paint, For me, a lot of the time, it had been my iPad.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like I go back to that and gravitate towards that because that's what I've built up to be safe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm just rambling.
No, that made me think the needing to connect with others, but also needing to connect with yourself. They are both real needs. Like we need both of them.
Yeah.
And without one or the other, we don't fully feel ourselves, like don't feel fulfilled,
Yeah.
And I think I have always struggled with connecting with myself more than connecting with other people that are around me, because I tend to put myself last when I, like when I'm around other people. And I feel like, this is such a common thing, especially as mothers, but like, I don't know if you
chronic people pleasers.
Yeah. People pleasing. And I like, if you have a really hectic job or, you're just really busy, or if you have kids, or it can apply in so many different, situations, but it can be really hard to connect with yourself. And this is something that I have struggled with and tried to figure out how to do. And every time I try to do it, like I'm going to take time to connect with myself, it is so difficult to take that time away from my people,
Right.
And those feelings of being selfish, or like it's going to be bad if I do that. Right.
Yeah. I have witnessed this with you.
Yes. You can attest.
There are times where I feel like I'm cracking the whip. Like,
come on, you
stop
can do it.
working on that. Stop doing that. Like, use your time wisely, friend. This is you time.
This is you time.
You're going to sit and paint right now.
But I think maybe one of the things that can be helpful, like this is just something that I was thinking of while you were talking, is to figure out a way to connect, like to have it all connect.
Yeah.
Like you did with you and Ems, where you were doing your artwork and she was doing her artwork, but you were doing it together. And so you were getting your fulfillment, but also the together fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if taking time for yourself is a struggle, then maybe figuring out a way to take it as like a little step in, where you're doing a little bit for yourself as well, like with the others, right? And then as that feels more comfortable, just continuing to practice that. And then, it doesn't have to be I'm going to take this full 2 hours for myself every week, or every day. Like I have, so don't bug me. Right. Like it doesn't have to be, you don't have to jump full in.
No. I mean, sometimes it can be as simple as you're going to eat a meal. And so instead of just dumping the food on the plate, you maybe take an extra 30 seconds to arrange it.
Yeah.
In a way that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And again, these reframes of what actually is creativity, and it's not always taking the 2 hours or the full day to paint. And then you can consider yourself a creative. It's, oh, I'm going to arrange these strawberries in a way that makes me happy today. And then I'm going to eat them and it's going to be lovely. Like it's, it's more nuanced than just painting.
Yeah.
Or, whatever it is. Like you don't have to be a chef to be creative. You don't have to be the artist to be creative. Like it comes in so many different forms, and we often lose sight of that and decide that it's unimportant or it doesn't matter or it's not good enough. It's just not
silly
the case.
Or something like that. Yeah. I yesterday, I wanted to go on a bike ride with my son, and he didn't want to go. And so I made up this silly little song and sang it to him about wanting to go on a bike ride with him. And he just loved it. He lit up. Yeah. And then he wanted to go on a bike ride after I sang it to him 5 times. But, that was something so silly. It was 10 seconds long, but it was an act of creativity on my part.
Yeah.
It was me embracing my silly and my goofy and coming up with, some little tune. And it was creative, and figuring out some words that rhymed or, sounded fun, but it connected us. And it was just that super simple, tiny little creative thing, and it connected us, and it shifted the whole energy of our entire,
whole dynamic,
our conversation. And I don't know, just thinking of that,
it created connection. It created safety. It
doesn't have to be this full day of being creative. It can be literally 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it shifts everything.
Yeah. Powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us on this episode of Coming Back to the Basics and just kind of resetting with us after vacation and realizing that it didn't have to be perfect. We came back, we thought that we were going to just hit the ground running and everything was going to be beautiful and polished and perfect. And then it wasn't.
It was real life.
It was real life. And it was a little bit rough and a little bit shaky. And, if you've been there, we see you and we love you and you're doing so good.
That's it for today, friend. Thanks for spending this time with us. We hope you're leaving with a little more light, a little more peace, and maybe even a nudge to go be creative, just because it brings a little more joy to your life. If anything in this episode spoke to your heart, sparked a thought, or made you smile, we'd love it if you'd follow the show, leave a quick 5-star review, or share it with someone who might need a little creative encouragement too. And remember, your creativity matters. Your voice matters. You matter. We're cheering you on always. Until next time, keep making, keep softening, and keep showing up as your whole beautiful self.